Straight up, Masterclass Podcast. You know what time it is.
You're tuned into the Masterclass
Yeah, shout out to Masterclass Podcast.
There we go.
And it is a class of masters.
Yes. OG Samge, Rashid K, triple.
Probably the only hip-hop podcast that I know.
First podcast to give me a shout out, so you know the real recognize real.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. I'm right here, man, rapping you. Yo, I love what you're doing to hip-hop.
And you know, they're always talking, shining light on us as the artists,
Sure.
as the music fraternity. And since I appreciate it, so keep on doing what you're doing, man. I
Appreciate you, man. Good to see the.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. Mwah.
Greetings, Al Massive and crew, Ghetto Youth, Uptown Youth, Bashment Youth, Bobo Ashanti, Naya Bingi Youth, Aminium Rashid K, the original article done, no blood clad boy, them done, no, you see me? Welcome to the Masterclass Podcast, episode 156. Yes, you heard right. And I'm still rolling with my main man, DJ OB Kuala. What up?
OB1 and Ada, what's up, man?
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, Dada.
Oh, Dada, and Ada, Audrey's God.
Yes. The peace ran God. Hey, you in heaven. You in heaven. God's left, right,
God's.
and center. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Bro.
Another week, bro.
Another week.
What?
You know what I was thinking about? Durban July is approaching. We never have hip-hop events at Durban July.
Niggas.
Why is that? Are we waiting for other people to book us at their own events?
I think we need to talk to Uzago. Plus, Uzago is amazing. Ngathi singamfonela Uzago emele uye umuntu oqala nje. Why are we not having a hip-hop
Zaku
stalls,
can
hip-hop
do it, but
event?
he needs a budget. You know?
Yeah.
If he has to do a proper lineup, he needs to
Get a
be
budget as
able
well.
to fly people from Joburg, from Cape Town, and book them hotels, accommodate them. You know? Because the easiest thing is to get a venue. Get a venue and a sound. But getting the artist is costly.
Yeah, Mari, it's Durban July. Most of the artists are already siyayehla sonke, bruh. Everybody's that side. When it's Durban July, you can just capitalize on that. See, ukuthi ubani udaphiyana kuleya lineup. Take that hip hop act. Sibe neshow mfethu. How? Like, it's a valid point that you're saying right now.
Yes.
Come to think of it, I've never went to Durban July. There was a hip hop show, Gupi. We wanted
No,
to
there
go
wasn't.
see. Nix.
And you can just look at other events and see who's there. Oskiro used to do that with I'm a piano artist. He would check, okay, all these 10 artists are in Durban, are already booked in Durban.
Already there, yeah.
And then you hit them up, like, I see you performing there. Afterwards or the following day, can we do this
Save
here?
on my cost, bruh.
Yeah, so you avoid the flights and accommodation. You just pay them for appearance, for performance.
No, this year's Celi show, Lapet Durban, please, guys.
You know,
they need to.
whoever the promoter in Durban,
Yeah.
you know, Zakwe, Dog DBN, all the promoters in Durban, let's do some hip hop stuff.
Something, bruh. Even Nama Makis on the day of the actual Durban, there is never a show, a Maki, hip hop. Like, there's Gomu, there's house, there's deep house. Like, there's never, G.
Yeah. Even with the lineup, you see a Big Zulu's there with the Tiras and them, and you see Java is there with the Maskandi and them. It's never about like this is a hip hop show.
What's your take on that? I wanted to ask you this. What's your take on that? Doing a hip hop show and then putting on a Maskandi acts and some gospel acts, but it's a hip hop show like the one that he did with two Ross, and then you had a Kuzani also on the lineup. What's your take on that?
That was not a hip hop festival, like I say. Even Cotton Fest is not a hip hop festival. You can do that, but make sure that at least you have the majority. You have like 70% of hip hop, and then you can have anything else. You know, we can call that a hip hop show or a hip hop festival. But if you're gonna have 80% Mapiano artist at Cotton Fest and say this is a hip hop event.
Yeah,
You're lying to the people.
Yeah,
You know, I don't have a problem with bringing other guys to because rappers always perform at other events. You know,
But if you're having
and you'll
main
find that
act like
this
Ross,
year, 99% of the time, where Big Zulu is booked is not hip hop events. You know,
true.
So why is it an issue when we bring other genres to hip hop?
International act, we supporting angithi international act. Rose, we supporting Rose as a hip hop act. So we need the actor manye kube hip hop. It's that simple for me. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah, but you in KZN, KZN, you need to include Maskandi there to have the audience because Maskandi that side has a huge following. You know,
I think I have a problem with this, man. Even Ghana came Konka and we had a couple of house DJs there. Margana is there for hip hop. He's a hip hop cat. And he needs to be supported by about 25K touchline.
It's the promoters. It's the promoters. You know, because the promoters, like, no, we're going to go to Konka after this. It's the happening spot. And then we're going to go to Maporisa's studio. It's the promoters. Ghana doesn't know anyone here.
I have
It's
a problem
it's
with
the
this, bro.
promoters
Like, I
who
don't
try
wanna
to
lie.
impress these guys.
It really doesn't sit well with me. Busta Rhymes is in the country. We can't get Busta Rhymes up his name. How is this? How do we link up with our hip hop?
It's the promoters. It's the promoters.
Mm.
You know, whoever's holding the pen will write the story.
Bruh, it's
You
crazy.
know what I mean? That's
crazy.
that's how it is.
It's crazy.
You
Next
know.
thing but hip hop, you feel hip hop, you feel. Sifaka kanjani if isibulawa? I mean, we could have gotten more features, no past.
We don't with us as hip hop. We don't gatekeep when we bring international artists here.
Yeah.
Some random radio show will ask for an interview. Some show that doesn't even play much hip hop.
Hip hop, yeah.
We'll take the guy there. We'll take Benny the Butcher there. We'll take whoever, Onyx. We'll take them there. We don't gatekeep and say no. We don't do that.
Imagine having Benny the Butcher and then there's some Mfana touchline on the line. I'll go crazy, bro.
Leave
I
Mfana
would
touchline alone. Leave Mfana touchline alone.
I would lose it. I'm here for Griselda next day. Mfana touchline. I'm like, what?
A nigga gotta eat, man. Leave Mfana touchline alone.
Shut up. Shut up.
You heard about the A-Riz Nasty C collabo that's coming?
Looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that. I just don't like how they did it. I think there was no other way of doing it, but it would have been more dope if they had both of them in the studio, bruh. I think they would have fed off each other's energy.
It should have been a mini documentary.
Yeah.
You know, like shoot the recording, the studio session. You know, package it.
You know, with the song for me, bruh, you sending a verse to a producer and the other guy sends a verse. You can hear I send the verse, like you can hear. But when we're in the studio, bruh, that energy when the first rapper comes in and you're like, what? Now I need to change my writing and put on something else.
And sometimes they can,
the song
if they're both in the studio, they can even go back to back.
Back to back, yeah.
You know, 2 bars back and forth, 4 bars back and forth. You know,
the energy is crazy with that's what I wanted with that track. I think with that collab with them, but more than anything else, we're looking forward.
Maybe it's a start. Maybe it's a start.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a start.
Let's hear how it sounds. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dope because those are 2 dope rappers.
Then there's Stogie there. Yeah.
Do you know who produced it?
No.
I don't know.
No, I don't know who produced the track. I just know there's Stogie, and then there's also Marks on the track. So yeah. It should be a dope track. I don't know why Max is there. I think they should have just put Max on a site in
Why?
Oh, Max is hot man le kasi. It doesn't even fit into the song itself. I mean, lazy shy.
How do you know?
No, it doesn't. Like I know Max is nice and Slung even. Don't get me wrong. He's very nice, Mari. For this song, man. I saw some kids
on Twitter complaining, why is Max there? Like,
yeah, I know.
You know who you talking about?
No, shout out to the
know
OG,
who you
bro.
talking
Shout out
about?
to the legends. Max is a Soweto legend. Like I'm not.
Max
taking
is not a Kasi rapper.
anything. I'm not taking anything.
You must
from
understand that Marx is not a Kasi rapper.
He's not.
Just because he used to run with Pro Kid,
Max.
he was not a Kasi rapper.
Yeah.
Even on Heads and Tails, he's got gang
Yeah.
English verses.
Even the Heads of 10 years celebrate his
Yes.
English there, yeah.
Yeah, even his own stuff that he dropped
Yeah.
solo.
Yeah.
It's English.
Yeah, my thing is this. Now, again, maybe I did not say this right. I don't want to take anything away from Marx. Shout out to Marx. Is very godly with what he does, especially when it comes to rapping. Is godly with it. I'm talking about this particular track. You know, having a first time we're gonna have a verse from a Reese and then Nasty C, bruh. Like, why is Marx there? Yeah, well, I can take Do Me to be the balance of the whole thing. That Stogie is okay.
No, they like that collabo doesn't need to be diluted. It doesn't matter how dope you are.
Yeah,
We wanted to hear Reese
and
and Reese and Sizzle on the track.
Yeah.
You know,
So this is why I'm saying we don't need Marx then. How?
but why don't you say Stogie?
Stogie, yeah, come on. Stogie.
If you can have Stogie, then have Marx as well.
I just know Stogie never disappoints anyway. So
Do you
come
think
on.
has Marx
I'm
disappointed?
worried, bruh. I'm worried about this verse.
Has he ever disappointed? That's my question.
Yes, bruh. What happened to his album, first of all? Like, you're wondering when there's wrong. And I don't want to say wrong
He had-
stuff. Then what happened to Marx's
Marx
album?
always had contractual issues from Ghetto Raf with Lance to Fasi Records with Bongani Fasi. There was always a problem that caused his albums not to come out.
He did drop. He dropped some album that
Yes,
had
he
one
dro-
single that
he-
he did a video
I
for.
remember he
Yeah.
dropped the album. There was no marketing. There was no promo. I think it was even independent.
Was the album good?
I don't even remember the album.
Bruh. You see now, that's where the problem starts. If I
Yeah.
ask you about Heads and Tail, you remember
But
Heads and Tail.
yes, but I listened to the album, but I don't remember it being whack.
Yeah.
I can't say the album was
That's
whack.
work. Okay.
I'll say not enough attention was paid to that album, including me. I didn't pay much attention to that album.
Okay.
I listened to it once or twice, and that was it.
I can't remember it. I don't want to lie, bruh.
You see what I mean? I think that was the general approach to Mark's album.
Yeah, and it was nice with these singles when he was featured with AKAs with the Les. It was okay. It was very dope.
Remember Chodlozi?
Yeah,
he had a
Chodlozi
dope.
was also nice,
yeah,
yeah.
it was also nice. I don't know if it's his team or his label or whatever, whoever he was working with.
I think it's the same with Red Button. You can't get your head around something. So this is why I don't want him on this.
No,
song. Like,
some
I
artists.
come back to that.
Some artists are meant to be babied, are not meant to be independent.
What?
You know, because they don't have the business knowledge, the hustle muscle. They need to be babied. Like, hey, you're going to the studio. Hey, you're going to shoot a video. Hey, you're dropping on this day. They need to be babied all the way to be packaged and presented to the public. They can't do that on their own to themselves.
I think he's not even gonna make it to the final cut of the song. We will wait. If the song will ever come out, because it's been what now, 3 months, 4 months waiting for the track. They recorded it way back now.
Maybe
They're just sitting on it.
They plan something. The rollout. You must understand that the rollout needs a budget.
Yeah,
Whose song is it anyway?
I think it's Stogie's song, because
Stogie's song.
He called. He did the verse with Aries first, and then called Nasty without telling him with Aries is on the song, and then Nasty did the song.
Oh, it's one
and
of
then
those.
sent him.
You do mixtapes like that. DJs used to do mixtapes like that. You call the game. You call TI.
Yeah. And you see that's what I said when we started.
You
I
don't
wanted
do
this
a
thing.
proper joint like
Babe,
that.
studio, feeder off each other. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. But okay, hopefully it works out.
That's a
We get to
mixtape
hear the
move.
song.
That's a mixtape move.
Not people are doing it, but there's Ingomezi by that.
Yeah, I
that
know,
are done
know,
like
but
that.
like with the big feature like
yeah,
that,
with the big feature like
You know.
that, aish. It's like they tricked the STC to be on the song.
yeah, probably it's gonna bring Stogie back.
Yeah. What do you mean back, bro? What is that about now?
Because
What do
he,
you mean
he
back?
dropped an EP last year. Do you
That was
remember
a
it?
dope EP. I love. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah,
things
but I'm
to
saying
drop last year.
I'm saying it didn't land. People don't know that EP. People
Yeah, but-
don't know the songs from that EP. But this can bring him back to the mainstream. That the EP didn't land. It didn't pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Stogie has never really done music for popping, unless when he changed his name and took out that other album that was bad. But he's not about popping. He's an underground MC.
No, but he can
has his
can
own
be
target
he can be
market.
on by any means. That was a commercial track.
Yeah, that's when he changed his name.
Roots with Zakwe, that's a commercial track.
That's Zagwe's track.
Yeah, I'm saying he can be on commercial tracks.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, but when he does his own thing, like that EP, bruh, I love that EP. Amazing project. Shout out to Stogie T, bruh.
All right, we will wait for the track and see. Let's get to our
Hopefully
topic
it
for
comes
today.
out.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's hope they don't add more people there. Next thing, there's
If you are an artist who's serious about their craft but just can't afford a TV quality music video, don't trip, cause the Masterclass podcast has got you the plug. From as little as 3,000 Rand, you can get yourself a TV quality music video. First, gather the coins, then WhatsApp stand on the numbers below when you're ready. Take your art to the next level with God Motion Films.
there's there's youngster CPT. You'll never know these niggas. Yeah. The topic for today, something I want us to touch on, is remember the Minister of Women and Children, Brastiv, wanted to bring what's his name, Mac G, to Parliament over the Mini Dlamini issue. You know, it ended up not happening because, like, other MPs opposed it. Like, what type of shit what type of shit is that? Has it ever happened? So, and then there was a talk about the government regulating podcast. Do you think it's doable? What's your take on that?
My thing is why, bro? Why are they even focusing on that? They should be focusing on something else. Government may see on our platforms, bro. If there's nobody, no hate speech, nobody being said in the wrong light, then it's okay, bro. You know, bangena bifuti on our freedom of speech, bro. Like we need to be free with whatever content that we take out. If anything else, there's safety measures on how to watch these shows.
Yeah.
And there's restrictions, there's age restrictions on some of the things.
But here's the point, though. Here's the point, though. I'm not for censorship. I don't support censorship. But how do you limit freedom of speech? You know, if it's hurtful to other people, if it's offensive to other people, is it still freedom of speech? Like, leave
that's
me
what I'm
alone.
saying. It's not supposed to. That's what I'm saying. As long as it's not harmful to other people, then come on. I have a freedom of saying Rashida Kakamangin or whatever the thing that I want to say.
Yeah, but it is most of the time it is, you know. Saying maybe Mini Dlamini's coochie smells. That's not nice. That's not a nice thing to say. That's a mother. That's a sister. That's a daughter. That's not a nice thing to say. Saying Risen downgraded with Gigi. That's not a nice thing to say. I know we have freedom of speech. You know, we can say whatever shit just to trend. And chase clout. But there needs to be a limit. I also don't think it should be a government regulation
yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
support that because
Yeah.
we'll be censored.
Yeah.
We'll be censored.
Yeah, and the government will come in as a smaller line that they're putting in. Next time they're putting in another line. Next thing, the whole podcast thing is dead because now we're sounding like TV.
Yeah,
and we
'cause
don't
now-
want to be TV.
No, we don't want to be TV.
Yeah,
Fuck that. You know, I'm glad I can say it. You know,
yeah.
and I'm glad that YouTube is not as strict as BCCSA. You know,
yeah,
they're not gonna can your episode for saying fuck or saying that shit.
yeah.
You know, so I
Yeah.
think
There must be safety measures.
Yeah, there
put
must be
into
safety
place,
measures.
especially
I
with
think-
things like that. If
Yeah.
you want to say something about somebody
I
else's
think even with
Gucci.
us, with us, as podcasters, we need to be responsible.
Responsible, yes.
We need-
I was
we need
about to
to-
say that.
There-
bruh.
there's many ways to say things.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
without being direct and being
Facts.
hurtful.
Facts,
You
facts.
know.
we don't have to be direct and hurtful. Why? For what? We don't have to.
Yeah,
bruh.
we don't. We
As even though they're unnecessary, you don't need to talk about somebody else's Gucci like that. Like, no, I'm against that. Like, we need to tina kala, be respectful for what we do more than anything else. Before government is on to our thing, because those people in GI is creating up. I mean, on my side, I don't want nothing from those people. They should just stay away from us.
There's something Fat Joe said on his podcast. He said, you must always, if you're going to talk about other people, you must always say things that you can say in their face. You know, don't say because you're surrounded by cameras, there's lights and whatever, and talk that shit. Say something that when you meet that guy and say, yes, I said Mfana touchline so, and I meant it. You know, because with me, it happened a lot of times when people tweeting stuff or saying stuff on podcasts when we meet. At what's it like hip hop dog?
Yeah.
Hip hop, let it be hip hop now. Here, why is it hip hop online?
Yeah.
You know, you meet niggas. You're like, this nigga was saying some shit about me,
Yeah.
but he's asking for a picture.
Yeah, we still good.
He's asking for a picture. Grand, you're a fan.
Yeah.
Grand, you're a fan. You're acting like you're mad
Yeah.
because you want my attention. It's like the Stan situation. Dear Slim, I've been writing, you're still not responding. You end up being mad at Eminem. Stan ends up being mad and Eminem.
For not
But he's the
responding.
number one fan.
the number-
Because he's not getting Eminem's attention.
Yeah.
You go like, now you're an op.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these niggas who talking shit online, they fans.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it's unnecessary. All right to fetch your foot even worse. If I'm gonna say Ubanbani's work,
Yeah.
Naksasa when we meet, I'm fana secret Mari you work, you know, which is whack. Well, then
Yeah.
it's okay, ganja. Not me hate.
Because
on
if
saying
you
something.
because if
hate.
you say if you're saying some shit online or on a podcast and then you smile when you see me or you want a picture,
Yeah.
we should both share, but you a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
You a bitch ass nigga. You were just gossiping.
It's and Nakon, it's how you say it, you know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna give Mundi criticism, bruh, let it be educational or that is gonna help Leo Mundo. Criticism from hate and then that's a problem. But if I'm gonna criticize something and I have a beat for you. Then that's something.
Yeah, that's
not hate.
something constructive.
yeah,
That's something
yeah.
constructive. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a government, you know,
They must
and
stay-
why are they even worried about podcasts?
They must stay the fuck
Why are
out.
they worried?
They must stay the fuck out of the podcast industry and focus on the national broadcaster and
bruh.
BCCSA,
Yeah.
whatever shit they can control.
Ne payola yabo, ne gatekeeping
Yeah.
yabo. Yeah.
But they need to stay the fuck out of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. Like it's crazy for me. Like I don't understand Futi. Like I don't vibe with the government touching anything that has to do with our freedom of speech, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's borderline censorship.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
borderline censorship.
Nakhona, what is it that they're afraid of? Kuti so kuluma. Yini le abayisabaya kangaka?
Yeah, these are two different things, man. Like that's why multi-choice ended up canning Mac G's show.
Yeah.
Because these are two different. We can't be controlled. We can't be. We don't do scripts.
Yeah.
We don't do scripts. We speak from the head.
I think maybe it could be an angle zonke listen to this Guti. Since they can't control us, might as well the government intervene so that they can put us on TV. Now with TV you control.
Yeah,
script.
100%. 100%.
Since
we just since we have all this, let's not abuse this freedom because we might end up in trouble for real. As podcasters, let's control ourselves before we are being controlled.
Research, bruh. More than anything else, research. Know what you're talking about. Like, I worry about most of the podcasts that I watch. I'm thinking to myself, Mari, how could you say something like that? You don't even know the true story of this. You can't be saying things like, I mean, even the recent incident was just stupid for me.
It's for clickbaiting. It's for clout to trend, for people to trend.
Yeah, because
you
you research your
and
thing,
it
say
worked.
whatever you want to say. If it's the truth, you know it's the truth. I said the truth. Now you're gonna take. I assume it's like this. Don't start assuming.
On what grounds?
Yeah.
On what grounds?
Then it starts going the other side. This is why government wants to intervene. It's for those.
I'm glad they failed. I'm glad they failed because they were pushing it. They were pushing their luck.
Yeah, I think they wanted to control us more than anything else. They're missing out on a lot of market from podcasts. Podcasts is the future now. Nobody watches TV anymore, so they want a piece of the pie.
Even for politics, we go for podcasts. We don't watch TV for politics.
Yeah.
You know, we watch the dissection. We watch Season Mpofu, SMWX.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
We don't tune on TV to hear the political views that are censored.
Yeah. Enye into leyo censor information. Bruh. That's my other problem with the government and people else intervening into things. Next thing you're told, no, you cannot bring Mfana Touchline to the show because he doesn't suit the image or he doesn't suit the channel. Like, it's bad.
Even with sports, you get better analysis on podcast than on TV.
Than on TV, yeah. Than on TV. Facts, bruh, facts. The government I see again, bruh. I see a government. Unless if you look faggy mali,
Gaten Mackenzie must come here and bring us money.
Yeah, please.
And then they can never say, like, don't do this and that. Oh, there's 5 million. Say yes, sir.
Yeah, you would do that. No, you would do that. You would take the guap. You'll sell out, basically.
I wouldn't. I'll do me with caution.
Yeah. I think I will make Jesus the same thing. They don't want to do them with caution. They just want to be So now they're going to miss out on the bag. But they didn't need it anyway because we amachillas. We've been amachillas. We've been chilling. We've been chilling before without it, yes. But the bag is gone.
Hey, bruh, they're getting the bag anyway.
Now, Kona, at what point do you go for the bag? At what point do you say, I need to think of my kids, man. Hip hop again.
It's good when you're gonna get the bag with no restrictions.
Yeah.
You see, like Joe Biden. I remember he got 5 million from Revolt, from Didi, for his podcast. But there was no, like, don't say this, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, you still have no restrictions. You're still free being yourself. You know, I like that.
Yeah, that's
you
dope.
know,
That's
if
dope.
they can put the bag and
let you be
and let you keep your creative freedom. You know, that's what I'm on about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm supporting.
Makes sense.
You know, I don't support hurting people's feelings for because you want retweets and you want to trend.
Yeah.
I'm not with that.
Yeah.
I'm also not with government regulating podcast or censoring podcast. I'm not with that. I'm just with being responsible. Everyone must be responsible.
Right.
You know.
I hear you.
Free period. Ring a bell there, Nkuli. We're moving to our profile section. Who do we have? On the rapper side, we have a young rapper by the name Waydz Genesis. Did you check him out?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
1426. Part of the crew.
No.
Majid.
No, he's not part of the crew.
He's no longer part of the crew?
No, he wasn't.
How Majid is not a group.
Amajid.
Yeah, I think they call themselves Amajid.
Oh, I thought you were saying 1426. No, Amajid. Yeah, because 1426 is Thokoza, so then there's a crew.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, he is very talented individual, rapper, producer. He does graphic designer and graphics for the videos.
He's talented when, because no boy. He's talented after teasing you or before teasing you.
He's been talented. He's been just because. Check it out. Just because he felt some type of way. Let me tell you about the diss. When I was on Metro FM, I think he DM'd me. I don't know where the conversation ended.
Was so mad at this time?
Yeah.
Did you know the guy at this time or?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh.
I think I just left them. Forgot about the DM or the convo. Left it hanging. So he took it some type of way, and he wrote a diss track. But that doesn't take the fact that he's talented.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out if this talent comes before dissing you.
No. He's talented. He's talented. I can't take that away from him.
Yeah. No, he's not bad. He's not bad at all.
He's not bad. And for the fact that he can produce, that's a plus.
Yeah.
So you must check him out on YouTube. His name is Waydz Genesis from Thokoza, 1426 East Rand, Beast Rand representing. Out here. We see you, boy. Do your thing.
We see you.
And diss me again.
Yeah. This is a whole lot of people. That's already goes for Shazzy.
He's
Prince Cherio as well.
He's got the energy, the hunger.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Remember when Cannabis came through?
Yeah.
He was on that.
Yeah.
Producers, we have John Lundun. John Lundun produced most of Questa's album. We reviewed it last week.
Yeah.
The Big Bro Theory. Most of the tracks there were done by
him. Yeah.
John Lundun. Very talented dude.
Yeah.
Very talented dude.
Also worked with AKA.
Yes.
And Anat.
Yeah.
Very talented.
Very versatile. Not just hip hop only.
Yeah. Not just hip hop.
Yeah. He's a versatile producer. Check him out, John Lundun. Yeah, John Lundun.
Yeah.
Lundun. That's how you spell London. Lundun.
Yeah, he produced the Auntie as well. Kid X.
Yeah,
he's been around.
He's been around. He's been around.
In the Gator Quest.
Yeah. So 156 episodes means we've profiled 156 producers and 156 up-and-coming rappers. You must check the bar. And you know what's funny? Most of these artists, we profiled them before they blew up. We did that with Blackie.
Yeah.
We did that with Tony Diamond and Usmaman.
Like
3-4 years back.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure people who were watching the podcast, like, who the fuck is he
waiting.
talking about?
Yeah.
Who are these people?
And then they see them shine now.
Yeah, so we always a step ahead.
Yeah,
We know who's going to blow up this year, next year. Don't say we didn't tell you about Mfana Touch Live.
Yeah, Masterclass. Yes.
The Masterclass podcast. The album. Let's go to the album review. Let me Kane Keid.
Not famous.
Let me go to the track list. I like Kane Keid, man.
Ah, bruh, I love Kane Keid, the freestyler. But we're gonna
I
get to
dig
it.
it.
I wanna wait for you first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say my piece after you. I love the freestyler Kane Keid,
Yeah,
bruh.
Yeah, he dropped a 9-track project. I love it.
Yeah.
Like really
Yeah.
dope. Really dope.
Yeah.
Even my favorite is Leap of Faith
Leap of
with
Faith,
Zulu Map.
bruh.
Hey,
Aish.
That's the joint.
That's the joint, bro.
That's the
I
joint.
wanted that for the whole album. Like
the
I
whole
wanted that
album.
for track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That
7.
shit you want, that freestyle shit you want doesn't
bro,
sell.
you see now,
That freestyle shit you want doesn't sell.
I don't like this thing which it doesn't sell.
It's the market. The market. The people who give props don't give money.
Yeah.
You know,
Aish.
they would say,
Yeah.
they'll tell you all the dope niggas. Like, yo, P.O is dope.
Yeah.
Yo, Golden Shovel. Yo, Landmark. These are all niggas they don't support financially. These are all niggas who don't sell records, who don't have high numbers, you know, but they get props. Yo, did you hear the bars? Did you hear this? Did you hear that?
But numbers need.
But numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't want that for this little kid.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's how we know him from. That's what we love this kid for. This is what I listened for the album. I wanted that because that's what I know him of, you know.
But
and next thing for me, I felt as if maybe, in fact, I think MT said this later. I think the project was already done because he said all of the metaphors and similes don't sell. The boy needs to do music for the industry and everything. And that's what I got from listening from this. I felt as if he was doing it for the industry. It wasn't what I wanted from the kid, and it wasn't what his hardcore fan base and follow Shy on Insta wanted
I
for the kid.
I think since you guys like that, but you don't buy it, you'll catch that shit on the cypher or on TikTok.
Then how do we grow this hip hop thing?
Why should he put it on DSPs if you're not gonna buy it? What's the point?
But where is the problem? Why are we not buying it? If you're saying your favorite track is Leap of Faith and that's what we wanted for the project, why didn't you do the album like that then?
No, not everyone is like me. It's here. I bought it. All these albums I'm reviewing, I bought them. But not everyone is gonna buy these albums.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it's too hard. He's rapping similes and metaphors. Is that what we're saying?
No,
that's what we're teaching
that's
the
always
next
been
generation.
there. That's always been there.
So now we're not supposed to be hard.
We are, but is there a market for that?
You're going to create the market.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad when Mfana Touchline sells more than Kane Keid.
Yes, which it can happen.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
But we need to start somewhere. You know, I get what you're saying and I respect what you're saying, but we need to start somewhere. And I feel like this kid was going to be our perfect start to this, you know, of bringing that real hip-hop sound. And because he's a kid, Foot Pesgualo, he's not just an OG rapping about metaphors and similes. Now he's a youngin' and he's rapping about similes.
You know what I always say? We need the whole ecosystem. At the beginning of the show, we were talking about there's no shows in Durban July for hip-hop.
Yeah.
He's going to do that, and where is he going to perform? He's not going to be on a piano lineup with those triple entendres and similes and metaphors.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on the Maskandi or Afro-pop. We need to have the whole ecosystem, knowing which when I do this, I have a platform, I'm going to perform there. You know, there's a podcast for that. There's a radio show for that. You know, if
not
you
just
do,
doing things for industry.
If you do all that golden shovel, but there's no other platform, then what's the point?
I mean, for me, it's sad, but I don't want to lie. I love hip hop, and seeing people saying, I need to do music for the industry rather than doing what I love, what I feel at the time. I can't do that now. Now it limits an artist because now I need to change my sound to suit you, to make you book me for the next gig.
It
Like
does.
it's very sad, bro. Like it's
Yeah,
very sad.
it
I don't want
does.
to lie. The album it's dope. I don't want to take anything away from the kid. Is
Mm-hmm.
new in the game and his first offering footy in this type of level distributed by Rock Nation. Shout out to boy, bro. Like it sounds very nice. Even Nomicala and everything. It's just it's not what I expected. Yeah, well, maybe it's because of I know the kid. I've been following with the kid from day one.
Don't expect cypher music on this album.
Yeah.
Don't expect cypher music
I'm
on this
glad
album.
he put Leap of Faith there. Zulu Mecca up and that. Yep.
Yeah.
Zulu does it though. Zulu's Mecca's projects, they not turn up or for the market or for the industry. She does it well. Why can't the boy follow suit?
But what are the numbers? Is she eating for that? Is she performing every weekend? Because it's okay to rap and impress heads, hundreds of them. But are you gonna make a living
guys,
off it?
I'm beefing with this thing, with the system itself. I don't wanna lie. Like
I don't like it either, but I don't
Yeah.
want artists to starve.
Yeah.
I don't want artists. You're a professional musician, but you have a 9 to 5. I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, if we were able to make them eat from what they do, then good. But let's not restrict them to cypher rap if they're gonna starve.
And maybe they should try balancing the thing, have a side A, side B, something like that. Maybe they should try to find a way. They should not run away from their friend goal. That's all I'm saying, because this is the whole reason why we follow you. And then next thing I hear you sound like this, it's for me. And I'm not taking anything away from the album. I think the kid is still new in the game. Nothing to judge from this. It sounds nice. The production is dope. I have a couple of songs that I really love. Head Myself is also one of my favorite tracks from the album itself. It's very dope. Like, I love this album. I love this album. Wouldn't you? I wanted more from him.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Dope album nonetheless. Check it out. Kane Keid, not famous.
Not famous.
But he will be soon, if not famous already.
If it's already been distributed by Rock Nation.
Yeah, so I would give
God.
this project an 8 out of 10.
You see, I'm disappointed, and I love the project because I am disappointed again. I'll give it a 7.
A 7.
Yeah. Just being hard on the kid. Just
You're always being hard. You're always trying to go lower than me.
Yeah, bro. I think we need to. You know, we can't all say yes to those things because I feel we misleading at the end of the day. You know, I get we need to eat from what we're doing, but we need to find that unity of
the balance.
The balance. Yeah, we need to try to make it work, and it starts with people like him. We expected this from him. He should have given us this, and then keep your album next time a radio and mainstream and everything. But from this, I wanted Benny the Butcher on one of the tracks. What happened to the Benny feature?
Hey, they charge those niggas. They charge.
What to the Benny feature?
They charge in dollars, those niggas.
Yeah.
Unless they really like you.
But I think it's coming though. They must have worked on something.
Yeah.
They really clicked it back to the city. Shout out, guys.
I know
for
they
bringing
did.
Benny.
Yo,
That
the
was
Masterclass
amazing.
Podcast, episode 156. Shout out to my man, DJ OB Guala. We
V-Sec.
out.
Straight up, Masterclass Podcast. You know what time it is.
You're tuned into the Masterclass
Yeah, shout out to Masterclass Podcast.
There we go.
And it is a class of masters.
OG Samge, Rashid K, triple.
Probably the only hip hop podcast that I know.
First podcast to give me a shout out, so you know the real recognize real.
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. I'm right here, man, rapping you. Yo, I love what you're doing to hip hop.
And you know they're always talking, shining light on us as the artists, as the music fraternity. And since I appreciate it, so keep on doing what you're doing, man. I appreciate
you, man. Good to see the
Shout out to the Masterclass Podcast. Mwah.